a small point.
Yes, RP Singh, quickly, and then I bring in Aarti Agarwal.
Nirja is a very learned person and very dear friend, and I assure you, Nirja, let time come, I'll prove myself again that I'm not going to come down on this. I stand by the freedom of expression and press. But again, these are words which can be expunged and are being reused. I mean, I'll give you in 2000. I have a book which says in 2010 the word Dalal was expunged and it was again used in 2011 and again in 2020. I mean, it's being reused. I mean, it's just expansion. And then in what context, what word has been used? I just said, bhans ke aage been bajana is a word which can be unparliamentary, but it can be used in certain context. So in today's context, it's right word. That मैं भैंस के आगे बीन बजा रहा हूँ, nothing else. Okay. And again, they have all the right to use whatever word they want to use. They can protest, they can do whatever they want to do.
Aarti Agarwal, you know, Nirja, what I said, and I asked that question to RP Singh right in the beginning of the show, that there is trust deficit between the Treasury benches and the opposition, and that trust deficit is only making every circular or every list about the form that is taking, the nature of discussion and debate is taking this twist. Aarti Agarwal, come in on this. You heard various sides. The opposition is fuming, and they say that if anything, there is a pattern to the manner in which the government has been trying to really throttle any criticism of it. And that is the reason they are worried about it.
So, Maria, I agree with everybody having the freedom of speech, especially parliamentarians having the freedom of speech for criticism. But the kind of behavior we see in the parliament, I feel ashamed as an Indian to see the kind of behavior, the kind of ethics these people bring to the parliament. It's supposed to be the temple of democracy, the way they behave. It is so raucous. It is so, like it's like rowdies, it's like gundas over there. That's how they behave. And I'm ashamed to call these people my parliamentarians. That is not freedom of speech, using abusive behavior. See, I listen to parliament sessions many times, and I'm not able to make sense of the criticism. They need to criticize on intellectual, on logical points, but all they do is hallabol over there, right? Just creating a ruckus. That is not freedom of speech. Just creating a ruckus and making your whole country feel ashamed of electing you as parliamentarians is not freedom of speech. The second thing about the whole, the protest outside the parliament thing, in principle, I think it is a bit of an overreach. But if you see the history, I'm not talking about the 25-year history, just see the kind of riots we've had in the last 3 years in this country. Has there been a single has there been a single protest which has not been violent? It has not been destruction of public property. Has there been a single protest where people have not come out with weapons in the open? When we have seen that in the last 3 years, protests have become violent. People have been aggressive. There is nothing like a peaceful protest.
No, but Aarti, we are not talking about that. We are talking about what is happening inside Parliament. We are talking about this circular and the list of unparliamentary words that have come out yesterday. No, let's start wrapping the debate, and I'm going to begin with Saugata Roy. Right. Saugata Roy, the question is also that yes, there seems to be a problem here on both the sides, but I'm trying to understand, sir, it's not the duty of the government to ensure that there is a strong opposition. The opposition also is a divided house. Do you think that is also making opposition perhaps have less voice, or the voice doesn't have enough heft? Because what we saw in the last session, the TMC and the Congress were not getting along. The TMC and the Aam Aadmi Party were not getting along. So that absence of opposition unity is also making it project as a weak opposition.
No, this argument that you are making is a weak, bogus argument. That the opposition is divided, that's why government can act in an authoritarian manner. There may be differences between TMC and Congress outside, or Aam Aadmi Party and Congress outside. But within the parliament, they act as an opposition together. It's a long established practice that there is a floor coordination and floor unity. So what you are saying has no traction. And secondly, I do not think it's the government's duty to have a strong opposition. Opposition will have to grow strong by itself. This opposition wants a Virodhi Mukt Bharat. They want an India in which there will be no opposition. That's why slowly, they are stifling the voice. You belong to the media. Now think of it, 2 years for COVID, we did not allow the media into the central hall, and even we banned the media from the parliament galleries. Now COVID is almost over. Is there any word of resuming journalist entry into central hall or into the parliament galleries? The government slowly wants to take away the democratic rights of different sections of people, and it's naturally targeting the opposition. And its mindset is set by Modi, who has brought the Gir lion to top of the parliament. You know, the next new parliament building will have no central hall, so that members can talk with each other. They are trying a system in which open dissent and open discussion will not happen. This is something we have to protest.
Okay.
That's why we are protesting against the gag order of the government, who want to stop use of the word like Jumla Jibi, corrupt, dictatorial, Tanasha, Binash Purush, Khun ki kheti, etc., etc., and also words like ashamed, abused, betrayed, corrupt, hypocrisy.
All right.
And then they follow it up with a ban on any demonstration inside the parliament.
All right.
What will a person who suspended from parliament do? Where will he lodge the protest?
Okay, we'll see
We must
how
lodge
the
protest from
monsoon
here and
session
now
of
so that the
parliament
government is on the
plays
wrong
out.
foot.
Shaukatur Roy, thank you so much for your time. Dr. Amiben Yagnik, RP Singh, Neeraj Chaudhary and Aarti Agarwal. On that note, we are slipping into a short break. Coming up would be a special